Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. If you resonate with the title and or the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you. Delivered at the perfect time, in timely fashion, courtesy of the universe, through the language of synchronicity. This is a collective or general reading, so parts may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you, leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? It could give you further clarity as to your situation now. We're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Woohoo! The Ten of Pentacles is as many as you can get in the tarot. And so the Ten of Pentacles is representing your lifestyle. Pentacles in the tarot represent health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. And of course, a big part of that is money. But you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want. So this is saying you have it's raining money and you also have the lifestyle that you want. You know, you have the home, you have the partner, the 2.5 children and the 2 pets here. You have time to talk to the neighbors and you got the golden buzzer. There you go. Life couldn't be better. Well, it could, but we live in an imperfectly perfect world. So this is the best that we can get. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. So now this means you're in an elevated position, that you have mastered your skill set, and there are people wanting to collaborate with you. And so this is a stonemason. He's working on the stone here. And these people are really impressed with his work and have heard about him. So they're coming to see, you know, we have a contract here for you. We want you to come and work for us. And this is where you have to make the decision because you're in the elevated position here. There's not that many people that can do this beautiful work. So you want to make sure that they are in alignment with your goals and not that you're in alignment with theirs. And this quite often will represent people who are in the entertainment industry, you know, someone with a beautiful voice that the record producers want to have come work for them. This represents actors and actresses. You see this a lot in those kind of industries, artists, people, you know, the inventors, people who really have a lot of talent and the potential to make a lot of money. Are the type of people that these people, of course, are going to search out. This could also be, you know, someone who's really good at sports, and these are teams scouting you out to be on their team in a pro setting. So what this card is saying is be careful that whoever you collaborate with is in alignment with your goals. That because you're the one who holds the a power here for yourself. You need to decide, you know, that when you choose a contract or an agreement, that it is in alignment with the lifestyle you want, where you want to live and how you want to live, how many hours you want to work, what you're getting paid for. History is rife with people who have a lot of talent, who were breadcrumbed by the different industries that they're in, and other people are making way more money off their back than they are making. And their creativity is stifled because now they have to do what the other people want them to do instead of doing what attracted them to them in the first place. So this card sometimes represents secret society for me. Hopefully that's not why you're doing so well, because usually this ends up being unhappy in the end. We're seeing that a lot in the world right now with files being released, and there's millions of them and probably millions more to be released. Story after story of people who signed up for a shift that they weren't really aware of what it really entailed. And here we have this is about you're staying on your divine course. So the Wheel of Fortune is or the chariot, I mean, is coming in for you. You've hopped on the chariot. The chariot represents your divine path. So this is saying that you have chosen to make sure that you are in alignment with, that the people that you work with are in alignment with your path, rather than switching your path to be in alignment with theirs. Good choice. Because the one thing that we are given when we come onto this planet, for sure, is freedom of choice. And it may not seem like it sometimes, because it seems like some people have way more choice than others. But we're finding out through the news lately, when I'm doing this reading with all the files having been released, that a lot of people that we looked up to, that we thought, wow, they have everything going for them, really are living a miserable life because they don't have the freedom to do and create what they want. They are under the thumb of other people. So secret societies have a lot of rules and rituals, and they have their own handshakes and their own way of doing everything. And when you sign up with them, the group is way more important than any individual in it. And so that's something that you have to decide for yourself. So this is talking about, in this case, it's looking like someone is on their destined path, which means when you're on the chariot, there's no reins necessary. This is just moving forward. And it's saying that, you know, it's like a tank. Tung, 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 tung. It's going to get there eventually. This is the fast track, though. A lot of times people will do better in quicker. And it looks really good in the beginning, but in the end, it turns out to be that it's not what you thought it was. So just, you know, you have to really pay attention to what's going on. There's a lot of AI out there right now. There's a lot of falsehoods coming in. And so you have to make sure that the information you're getting is, for one thing, true, and the other thing, that it is in alignment with your goals. And so we have the Queen of Pentacles here. So this could be your energy. You might be the Queen of Pentacles with all these pentacles here. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who's very resourceful. She's known for being able to make something out of nothing. And she is prefers quality over quantity. This is representing like old money, like generational wealth, legacy passed down to your children and to your grandchildren, basically. So this is like not flashy money. It's more like just steady. You know, someone who's very steady, constant. You can rely on them to do what they say they're going to do, and to take care of things. You know, like to they're grateful for what they do have, and they look after it, basically. And then we have someone here who is feeling, hey, I'm wanting to expand my horizons here. Very successful, doing really well. This person is standing at the top of the world, and they're like, I have the world in my hands. But they also realize that they live in a small town. And everybody that's looking up to them, that's awesome. But they're a big fish in a little pond. And if they move to a really big city, say like New York City, they would be definitely a small fish in a big pond. And so it's this energy of this desire to expand your horizons and really move forward in you know, to be a better version of yourself in all ways. And so quite often this reminds me of someone who's in business and is wanting to franchise. The element of the wands is fire, and they're made of wood because wood feeds fire. And also a tree has deep roots that are our ancestors, and then also the offshoots, which are our descendants. And so this energy is talking about perhaps you have a very successful business where you are at, and now you want to add another location, maybe franchise, or maybe take it in another, you had a plan to take it in another direction and maybe go global. It's that type of energy. So this is awesome energy. This is about having a lot of passion for what you do and recognizing, you know, your success. And I feel like it's come from this energy here of being resourceful, and you know, it's not like it was just given to you. It was something that you had to work for, and so you have a lot of appreciation for it. And then a tower hits. And so why does the tower hit? Probably because of this energy here. I would imagine we will see here. Now this is sitting on the, I was feeling like this is the Queen of Pentacles energy here, and there's a reality check has hit. So let's see, what's the reality check? So the tower, when the tower hits, it's like never at the right time. There's not ever a good time for a tower to hit. It means that the universe has been trying to get your attention. Hey, you need to pay attention to this. And you're not hearing. And at first it's a whisper, and then the universe gets the frying pan out and whacks you over the head, and it's like, ow, yes, it hurts. Pay attention. You really need to pay attention to this. But you don't. You say, oh, I'll look after it next week. But then you don't. And so then the universe says, like, you know, the 2x4 comes out. You need to pay attention. And you're like, okay, I'm going to. But it's you don't. So then the lightning has to hit your tower. And you no longer have a tower now. It's on fire. The top got blown off of it, and you're going to have to rebuild. There's 2 people falling out of this tower here. One of them is totally shocked, and the other one was kind of like, ah, damn, I thought this might happen. That kind of energy. And then we have the strength. So this is having the courage to move forward in the direction that you want. And by doing so, like facing your fears of change, your fears of speaking your truth, your fears of maybe other people and of your situation. You might even be afraid, like sometimes this can represent the law and order coming through in the 3rd dimensional. So this can represent, you know, the black and whites represent the police energy. So something there's some sort of indictment or some sort of arrest or something happening because of something. Now, we don't know for sure that that's what the energy is, but sometimes it can represent that. So it could be there's some fear of that kind of energy. This young woman is reaching into this lion's mouth, and she is this lion represents fear. Her fears, and she is proving to herself, hey, I can face my fears, and I can make strong decisions here, and I can rebuild. That's the energy. And what happens is like this lion, you know, this is a mature male lion, and yet it's allowing her to do this because it can sense that she is not fooling around here. She's going to face her fears, and she wants to reach her infinite potential here. She wants to stay on her destined path and be the best version of herself, basically, which requires going inward and looking at the shadow side. And sometimes this can represent healing from childhood wounds that are still, are bothering you, and they're affecting the way you view life and the way you, your relationships with people and with business and with money and all of that kind of energy. So, yeah, we've got a mental prison here. So this is sitting right on this energy here. It almost feels like someone did sign up for the, with a contract that wasn't what they wanted, and there's been some sort of trouble here. So we have the swords represent your mental intelligence, your ability to discipline your mind and, your thoughts. And, thoughts are expressed through words, and words are expressed through either the written word or it could be verbalized. And this is talking about behind her back are 7 of the swords, and then there's one out front here. And, she has her back to the castle in the background there. And these thoughts are behind her. So this can represent that at one point I feel there was more water here, and she's been in this position and not knowing what to do, like stuck. It's a mental prison of her own making, because there's nothing stopping her from physically moving forward. This is about being in a mental state where she doesn't know what to do. And so this is talking like these thoughts could be other people's thoughts that are behind her back, and the actions that they've taken from those thoughts and those words. And this energy, she has her right foot forward and it's on dry land, and then the left foot is still in a shallow bit of like a puddle. And so the water represents the emotions in tarot, so there could have been a lot of emotion here. She's bound up here, and this sometimes represents someone who's duty bound. So they feel like they know they have to do something, but they're having trouble coming to a decision to actually do it. And yeah, so this could involve a lot of different things. Now, it feels like now she's going to take the blindfold off, take this sword, and move forward. And she's got one thought that she's going with. She's faced her fears about it. The tower hit. She doesn't really have any choice at this point. You know, to be able to rebuild, she's going to have to face whatever this is here. And then there's a passion for new discovery then. So this is good. This is representing, you know, the passion coming back. Once she comes to this, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Now she's feeling like, okay, this is a gift from God. An ace represents something new coming in. And now it's kind of like all the cards have positive and negative connotations and in relation to the cards that they're with here. And so this reality check could have been just what she needs to be able to make that decision, maybe to go. The passion for new discovery sometimes can represent like hiring a detective, or an investigation is going on, and, you know, maybe speaking her truth here about what's been happening for her. And so this energy is talking about coming forward and speaking the truth. And the energy is, you know, that the universe and God are supporting this energy for her to move forward and speak the truth. So let's see what else is coming up here. We have, yes, the devil is here. So there was some sort of temptation here. So this could represent the energy of someone who took a deal that they knew had, you know, this is representing, let's just say it, selling your soul to the devil. And we hear a lot of that in some industries, that people do that to become famous. They have to jump through hoops that other people place in, and for them to be successful in the industry that they're in. And we hear that a lot right now these days in the news. So this is representing temptation. And temptation is when people want something, you know, like it's shiny and they really want it. That's what the devil's going to tempt people with. So there's two lovers here, and they're yoked to each other, and they're chained to Saturn's box. And in between them is this energy of the devil. He's haunched there. And this is saying, like, you know, you have to go through me first. Like, they've given up their free choice here. And so this energy is talking, or one of them has at least. And so this is talking, but it yoked the other. So it could be a situation like that, where someone, you know, your significant other or someone like that, someone that is, you know, in your inner circle has inadvertently yoked you to this energy. You may not be aware of it, but now you are. And or it could be you yourself who did, and you yoked someone else with you to this energy. So temptation is something that we all are can fall victim to. It's not really victim, it's a choice you make. We have choice when we come in, we're free. And to give your choice away is probably one of the most destructive things you could do to yourself. The best thing you can do is invest in yourself, not invest, sell your soul, basically. So let's see what happens here. Whenever this card comes up, I always cover it with the next card. I want to see what minion did the devil send in to do his dirty work, and what was it about? What was the goal here? Or does God cover it? And we have, oh, look at that. You went off to go to calmer waters with God. Woohoo! That's good energy to see. So this is covering this energy here. So this is where you were in troubled waters, and you've gone inward to meditate and connect with source energy, connect with the Most High, to ask, what steps of action do I need to take here to be able to move forward and get back on my destined path. Like, I'm scared, I don't know what to do. And so this is the conveyor here has to push this boat off out of these rough waters, has to dig very deep, like to the bottom, like to push the boat off. And then you're starting to sail towards smoother waters. And so this is the energy that you can, like it's saying, you could have a new passion to be back in this energy when you had your freedom, basically. And then we have, because as it turns out, that out of all these pentacles that are here, this is what you get out of it, and that's what they get out of it, and that's kind of the energy. So this is saying, this person is saying, yeah, like I did all this work, and I was promised whatever, and this is what I got out of it. And I need to do something different. And so, it's a hard lesson to learn, but, it's not an uncommon lesson that people have to learn. And so this is talking about from the bottom to the top of the pyramid and back down. This is talking about signing up for something that was not in your best interest. Breadcrumbing energy here. Being caught now, like in this feeling of being in a mental prison. And but you go, like, you face your fears. You decide, I'm going to face my fears, and you ask for help from the Most High. And this gives you a new passion for discovery. So discovering who you are actually inside, and maybe just getting the courage to be able to do something about it in the physical world. And this is talking about totally being breadcrumb. Like this is all the work you put in, and this is what you got out of it. And this is what the people that you work for got out of it, basically. And so this represents that when you make that decision to go get help from God, and that's when the tower hits. So the tower is very uncomfortable for you, and it's kind of like, whoa, this is help. Yes, it is. It's a reality check coming in for them as well as you. And that's what right now, at the time that I'm doing this reading, we have a lot of the files, and they're showing a lot of shift that was going on in the background, and a lot of people are really being hit with this reality check. Like the whole world is being hit with this reality check right now. Anyone who's paying attention can see that there has to be something. We need to do things better than the way we're doing them right now. It's not working. The systems are troubled, to say the least. And so this is talking about getting back into this energy where you're passionate about what you're doing and optimistic, and that you understand the value of your work, and that if you have to be resourceful to be able to get to this place again, then that's what you'll do by staying on your destined path here. And as far as illegalities here in this, because we have this energy, is like this can represent like the black and whites of the police, law and order. This can represent a mental prison, can represent an actual physical prison. And, the tower is getting caught, basically. So let's take a look. If this is you're like, no, I get it. I've had enough of this reading. I never know what I'm going to get with random shift. And I've been doing all these readings about love and happiness and opportunities. And then the last three random, this is the last one I'm going to do. And then I'm going to start working on the beginning of month of April for the horoscope signs. But these have all been in this direction where there's some sort of reality check hitting Earth, basically. And I feel like it's going to affect every individual differently. But it's kind of like if there's anything that's shifty underneath the surface, it's going to show up. And that's what's coming up. And it's not just for individual people. It's talking like the world at large. We're already experiencing this at this time when I'm doing this reading. With any grace of God, it is actually better when you're watching this, if it's in the future, that we've accomplished our goal to raise the vibration a little higher than this. We can raise the bar higher than this, that's for sure. So this I'm going to clarify for those of you who want clarification with my Oracle, Tales from the Vector, TAILS. And this is talking about the energies from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I'm an artist, and I started it in 2007. In 2020, I completed 64th painting. There's some very big paintings. They're dragons that are coming in from the future, with some advice for us. And this energy, I have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and I have a gallery of the paintings, and these paintings are listed, the numbers on these cards are the numbers of the paintings as they're listed in my gallery. If you're interested, all the information's in the description box below. I will put the numbers in the order that they appear here so that you can look them up. And they say a picture paints 1,000 words, so if you want more clarity, it may comfort you in some level. We have the Death card, so this is talking about transition. So this is talking basically about this there's a transition with this energy here. People that were living a lifestyle off the backs of others are starting to find out that there's a price to pay, and the karma is starting to hit. It's coming in. We have the energy of dissemination of information. Elephant. What elephant? I don't see an elephant in the room. Do you see an elephant in the room? So a lot of times this is when you start believing in your own press and you think, okay, other people, this has happened to other people when they've signed up for these deals, but I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to, it's going to be different. It'll be a different turnout for me. And so, you know, when you play with fire, you sometimes do get burnt. And so we do have the shooting star energy, and people do this because it's something they really, really want. You know, it's something they really, really wish for. And, you know, you can wish upon a shooting star, and then you could just sit there and nothing happens, and you're like, why isn't anything happening? Because if you want a strong future, you have to participate in it in a strong way. And then we have the energy of the Emperor. So the Emperor is all about performance. And it's kind of like, the sad thing about this is it just totally takes all your creativity away from you, and you just become a money-making machine for other people. And you know, the Emperor is all about performance, like literally like being the best version of yourself and enjoying the journey, and you know, like it's life that's worth living. Something like, you know, knowing, hey, today I went out there and I worked on something, and it's empowering me to be the best version of myself, and I'm proud of what I did, and I'm so happy about it, and it's going to be so good for the world and for the universe and for my family. It's that kind of energy. We have abuse of power, yeah. So there can be abuse of power. We all are capable of it. I mean, people who, for one thing, people who have never experienced power, when they have power, all of a sudden they can just accidentally not use it properly, you know. And sometimes we we are abusive in our power against ourselves. We make decisions without looking into them properly, or that kind of energy. And so, and then abuse of power can be all the way from the top to the bottom. Families, you know, have abuse of power. Governments have sometimes the abuse of power. So there's all sorts of that kind of energy out there. But there's also integrity. So we can all choose integrity and come from life from that direction. Judgment is being called on this situation. And I feel like this is talking about, we're seeing that. We're seeing that there's a lot of energy out there now where people are saying, oh, there's never going to be any justice. Those people are at the top and they're above the law. Nobody cares. And that's not true. There's a lot of people on this planet that are very, that do care. And there are people at the top that do care. And so this is God's judgment. God cares. This is his creation, and he's not enjoying. It's not fair for anyone to be breadcrumbed. You know, it's when they're doing the work. And so the Hermit is talking about safe travels here. And so the Hermit card is when, you know, you have a dark night of the soul, and you go off, and that's being represented here, going off to seek counsel from the Most High. What can I do to shift this position? You know, I've made a mistake here. I really want to turn this around. What can I do? And you know, the Hermit actually in my card or in my deck is actually a fish, who's a little baby dragon hawk. And he is absolutely fearless. He'll fly into the darkest of the nights to be able to find out, you know, what go to calm his fears, to prove to himself that he can handle his fears and his shadow side, and then he can come out of it and be you know, stronger. And all of my baby dragons have an angel that goes with them, and this angel is a First Nations angel. He's sitting on the top of a totem pole, but the totem pole is not a First Nations totem pole. It's actually from Japan, and it's the three monkeys, and it's in this case it's hear no ego, see no ego, speak no ego. So your ego can get you into a lot of trouble sometimes if you start believing your own press and you think I'm infallible, and you know, everybody has the ability to fail at something. The good thing is, when you fail at something, it means that you pushed your limits so that you would be able to be the best version of yourself. And so it may be backfired, and maybe you need to, you know, figure out a way to do it differently now. And so this is talking about the light in the lantern in this painting. This painting is from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and there's an aurora borealis. And if you've ever seen the aurora borealis, it's a breathtaking sight. The skies just swirl with color. And this is also referred to as the northern light. So that in that painting, the northern light represents the stars doing their thing in the sky, represents the energy of the lamp. So yeah, and this painting is called The Journeyman, and it's about being safe in your travels. So I do hope that you are safe in your travels here. You know, and all the best to everybody. This isn't the most pleasant reading, but I'm not surprised to see these readings coming out just because of the energy that we are in on the planet right now. And the thing about the reality check is they're never comfortable, but a lot of times we'll look back like a year later and say, like, wow, that was the best thing that happened to me. It was really shifty and it was really hard, but it really, I'm grateful for it because it got me back where I want to be, and now I'm doing so much better. So that would be my wish for you. All right, please do like and comment if you've received some benefit from this reading. Subscribe to the channel if you resonate with the energy. And I am going to start working on the astrological insights. Maybe they'll be a little more cheerful than this. All right, bye for now.